I'm going to share with you the secrets to working with some of the biggest brands in your industry, brands that you actually want to work with. I'm just thinking out loud. As I'm updating some of the content and the area is focused around brand deals and sponsorships, it's something I've been teaching on for the last few years since I've been able to experience it for myself. I really love the subject. I really love the opportunity it creates for creators like you and I. Now, in order to work with these brands, you first have to identify them for yourself. So here's what I want you to do. If you want to work with big brands in your industry, write the names of these brands down. Write them on paper, as many as you can think about. I try to have people list at least 10 to start with because I don't want to overload you. But think about 10 brands that you would love to work with. Now, as you're writing these names down, I want you to think about, do they align with the content that you're putting out currently? So, in my industry where I talk about tech and live streaming gear, it makes sense for me to write down names that are companies in that industry. Me writing down names of kitchen appliance companies doesn't really make a lot of sense because I don't feature that on my content. Like that's not something that I incorporate in. It doesn't even appeal to me to go into my own kitchen and cook. So as you're writing these names down, make sure there is alignment. Make sure write at least 10. Now, this is where I think I start to get people a little bit more interested in what's available to them. Is take those 10 and then identify their competitors. So identify at least two competitors of the brand that you wrote down in your first column. Now you have at least three companies for that first little section and a total of, I believe, 30 by the time you finish this exercise. So you write down your main companies that you want to work with first, and then beside those, write down two competitor companies for each of those. Now, in some cases, you may have some overlap because in your first column, you wrote down some competitors within themselves, and that's perfectly fine. This isn't to give you a hard list. This is to be a memory jogger, like a starter concept for you. Now, once you've done that, here is where the money is. Based on those competitors that you've identified, I want you to list names of other companies that are competitors to those companies that no one else has probably heard of. I know I'm stumping you right now. It stumps everybody. But this is where the money is because these smaller companies that have similar products, similar services, they also have a product that they need to get out to the world as well. And especially if you're just getting started as a content creator or you have a smaller audience, these are brands that no one is talking about, no one is tapping into, but they have a budget for marketing. This is exactly how I started. I remember the first microphone company that reached out to me as someone that's been in video production for years. When they reached out, I looked and I was like, who is this company? They sell a microphone, but I've never heard of them before. So when I took them up on their offer, little did I know that they were a pretty good microphone company. So much so that we have done multiple brand deals. We've done brand deals on my YouTube channel. We've done brand deals on my Amazon influencer chain or channel, excuse me. And these brands that aren't household industry names can be where you make a lot of your revenue from. I still work with a lot of companies that the masses have not heard about. And as you continue to work with these companies, what you're doing is learning how to work with brands, learning how to put processes in place for probably this new revenue stream that you've not experienced before. So now what you can do is use those experiences to now begin to work with those list of companies you put in that first column because you've been there, you've done that. You know what it looks like for a collaboration You've learned what some of the terminology is. You've learned what a contract looks like. You've learned how to negotiate contracts. You've learned how to increase your rate by working with multiple companies over time. So if you're looking to get into working with brands, working with sponsors, that is an easy exercise that will get your mind going and I believe will help you get started in the industry. Now, I would love to tell you how to, like, let's just go ahead and do it. Once you identify all the small brands, the secret sauce then is to go and follow them on their social media platforms and engage because now you're really talking about a very few amount of people that are actually reaching out to them. Everyone's going after the big companies, but if you can go after the small companies, engage with them on their social content, and your content aligns with their content, like you have it. That's the game right there. I dare you. Go try it. Go try it. Go try it. Man, I love just thinking out loud.